beginning thing, I guess. Yeah.
Real quick, real quick, real quick, with Mike Swick. Real quick, real quick, real quick with Mike Swick podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Real Quick Mike Swick podcast. This is number 19. Whew. One podcast away from number 20, finally, already.
Right you are, Michael.
And since you're so good with dates, how long have we been doing this?
Since July 23rd. So we're 10 days shy, roughly.
Of 7 months.
Yeah.
7 or 8?
7.
7 months. It's
Not
early
bad.
in the morning.
1.2 million views already, buddy. Bring it in.
1.1 million.
Almost. Well, at the end of this. When they watch it, it'll be at 1.2.
But this episode is going to be so good, it's going to bring us up 100,000 views.
I think so.
And obviously,
well, we have a guest today, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, we do. And it's a superstar in the sport. Obviously, you know already, Frankie Edgar. He's joining us via Skype, not by phone, by Skype. We're going to see him. And what a savage, man. Like, dude,
Yeah.
he took a fight with a tough fucking dude with not even a fucking question.
And he's ranked number 2. Ortega's number 3.
Yeah.
What's the upside if Edgar wins, you know?
A fight.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I'm dead serious. Respect. I mean, like, you know, depending on how well he beats Ortega, he can gain respect by beating Ortega pretty bad if he dominates him. But it doesn't increase his ranking. It doesn't put him any closer to a title fight. He's already there anyway. And he's taking a big risk because Ortega, I mean, he hasn't lost.
Yeah. What is he?
13
and 0 and 1.
13 and 0. And one of the most savage ground guys in the sport. I mean, you don't hear about him a lot, but, dude, this kid, he's savage, bro.
It'll be entertaining.
His ground game, when he gets
fight.
your neck, it's just like it's unbelievable, man. This dude is absolutely savage on the ground. And you got Frankie with his takedowns. You know, you have to assume Frankie's going to take him down at some point. Not at some point. He's definitely going to take him down. He's going to have to avoid those submissions. But Frankie's so smart, man. He's so smart and he's so good. Obviously, he's a favorite. You know, he's the most well-rounded fighter and the most experienced fighter. He's the odds favorite, obviously. But I'm super curious about what his game plan is going into this fight. We're not probably going to – I'm going to ask him, sort of. I'm not going to ask for a specific game plan.
$20 is he ain't going to tell you shit.
Yeah, but I'm very curious to watch this fight. Like, I'm so excited about this fight for the specific reason of I want to see his game plan. Because, yeah, I mean, you got to have a special game plan for this guy. This is a guy who's fearless. He's not afraid to throw a punch and get punched and walk through punches. His ground game's great. He's just tough, man.
I think it'll definitely be the most entertaining fight on that card.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's be honest. What's her name? Cyborg's going to knock this chick out in the first round.
I mean, fun fact about that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I honestly don't know the name of this girl that she's fighting.
It's like Contender.
But the girl something
like that.
A girl who's training at AKA Thailand just a couple weeks ago, Zyra.
The Russian.
Yeah, she's been training with Anastasia and Justina, training at AK she was there for like a month or
at
so,
least.
maybe more, maybe 2 months. She beat this girl. So she already beat this girl who's fighting Cyborg.
But it's Cyborg. That's what's, you know.
Yeah, so Cyborg's going to sell it.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about this other girl, to be honest with you, dude.
Really
So, in my opinion, I'm just being honest here. The main event of this fight's Frankie Edgar and
exactly.
Ortega. I mean, it's the main event for me. I always want to watch a Cyborg fight. It's going to be a good fight, but I just don't see any kind of, like, intrigue in this fight. Maybe I haven't researched it enough.
Watch it be a fight tonight.
Probably.
Worse.
We're going to get flamed because they're like, oh, you just don't like women's MMA. We do.
Oh, Holly Holm.
We do.
I teared up.
We do. I just don't know enough
lost.
about her opponent, and I think there could be a better matchup for Cyborg. And that, again, is me saying that, again, not knowing much about her opponent. So if I'm underestimating her, so be it. But if Zyra beat her, I mean, Zyra's a tough girl, but she's not in the UFC. I mean, she's not a high-level fighter as far as, like, promotion-wise. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, compared to Cyborg, I think it's going to be a very one-sided fight, in my opinion.
That's why, like I said, I look forward to the Edgar fight.
But that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
People want to see someone get smashed up and mauled, and that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I hats off to this girl. And then I know sort of her name. I just don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, I can mess it up. I think it's a Kutsanyana.
She's Russian. The Russian girl. We'll call her that. Because
I'm sure she's a nice person. Not dogging her. Just don't know much about her, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll get started with this. So we need to announce a winner for the last podcast. So we didn't announce a winner for the was Neo?
Well, the Luke Rockhold one. The winner of the Luke Rockhold one we're supposed to announce on Noah's.
Neo.
Why can't I keep?
He doesn't have an arc.
Oh.
Neo.
Well, all right.
Noad, but
Noad.
If you're not going to say the odd.
And I love Neo too.
It's odd when you don't say
we had
the
a good
odd
time
part
together.
because you just say Noah and then you seem to
moving on.
Okay, so
what's the girl's name that's fighting Cyborg? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a Russian girl.
All right.
So anyway, we'll announce a winner for the last podcast we did, which was it was Neo. Okay, so see, I'm confused now because we did the recap show, and I'm assuming that was a podcast, which it wasn't. It was just a recap show. That's why I'm confused. So you're right about the Luke Rockhold into Neo into now. So
I'm always right.
So we'll make sure that the winner is on the YouTube page for Rockhold, so check it out. We're going to announce the winner on there if we haven't already. But we'll go and announce the winner for the Neo podcast.
Yeah, so the reason I picked 40-ounce Daffy.
40-ounce Daffy.
I didn't name him.
All right.
But he apparently watches a lot of these because he goes into depth a little bit. He goes, awesome podcast, Neo.
Oh, he didn't say Noah? That's weird.
He said no ad, actually, but for your sake.
So
anyway,
he did add the ad.
He's one of my favorite fighters and a great guy. I love the old AK and Team Shamrock stories. So, he's been listening this whole time. Reminds me of the old days. And he's going to come to AKA 100% in the future, he says. Keep the podcast going, guys. Mark's better looking than Mike. So
that was
the last part. The last part. I read that wrong.
Okay.
It wasn't in there. But he's coming. So 40-ounce Daffy.
40-ounce Daffy.
Since you're coming, man, you're the. We had one guy.
See, the thing is, we're not trying to just give away free training to people that aren't coming. We're not looking at like, oh, this guy will never be here.
Yeah.
We want you guys to show up. We want to bring you guys on the podcast, and we want to see. My goal is to get somebody that wants to be here, that has a goal, that like wants to achieve something, and then we help them achieve it. And it all started with this podcast. That's my goal. And we're getting a lot of people coming to AKA Thailand from this podcast. But I want to see somebody.
The winners yet.
I want to see somebody win. Well, couples came in.
Yeah.
But I want to see someone win the free training package, come in and actually accomplish something like get a Muay Thai fight for the first time, or lose weight for the first time, or not for the first time, but lose a certain amount of weight, and then we can bring them on and like tell their story. That'd be pretty fucking cool, man.
Great. So
from a comment,
So 40-ounce Daffy. I don't know your real name, if I'm even saying that right. I don't know,
dude. So 40-ounce Daffy sounds good to me. If you're watching,
is that a beer term? 40-ounce.
What ain't a glove? So it's got to be. That's a big glove, dude. That's the one you do at like carnivals and stuff.
Good call, buddy.
Glove, yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's some kind of alcoholic beverage.
Good joke.
I hit every once in a while.
All right, can we just talk to Frankie?
So anyway, 40-ounce Daffy. If you're watching this, go on Facebook, message us, send a screenshot so we know who you are, and we will get back to you. Send you a training package to AKA Thailand, and you can come out to our gym. And speaking of AKA Thailand, our sponsor, we just launched our first official commercial. And who did we get to actually do the commercial for us? Because I'm still blown away that
it's Dana White.
Dana White.
Dana White's the guy.
So, I mean, if you're going to get someone to help you with the commercial and endorse your gym, who better than that? That's incredible, man. And he's such a smart guy. He had gyms before he got in the UFC, and so he had a lot of good advice. When he was here for 11 days, and he helped out, and he did this commercial, which we've been excited as hell to do. We made sure we did it right. So it took a while to get the commercial done because we wanted to do it right and make sure it lived up to we have Dana White doing it. We got to make sure it was.
Who'd you send it to?
Steve Chole. So Steve Chole. Well, we got many people to film it. JP Mastanza, we had James Spears, we had Mitch Vikas, Doug Rothwell, and myself on the drone footage. I'm gonna take credit for that. All that beautiful drone footage.
It's a minute-long commercial, and you gave me 1/8 of a second of airtime. I appreciate that.
Anyway, dude, I didn't do it.
Still hurts.
So we went through just hours of footage and videos and sent all this stuff to this guy who's a 2-time Emmy award-winning filmmaker. So we didn't take this lightly.
Hollywood.
This dude's Hollywood, man. I mean, 2 Emmys.
He did an outstanding job.
And he put this commercial together because I wanted to show Dana that if we're going to have him endorse this gym and be a part of this and give his opinion and, like, you know, be a part of this commercial, we wanted to make sure that it was done right. So I thought he did an amazing job considering with what we gave him to work with, all the shots and everything, how he put it together, the music came out perfect. So we're going to go ahead and let you see that really fast right now.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. The great Mike Swick, he's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
All right, so there you go, guys. That is the first and probably the best we're going to do commercial for AKA Thailand. As you can see, everyone's been asking for a tour of the gym and what we have, what our facilities look like. There you go. That's what we got, and that's just the beginning. We're building it. As you notice, a basketball is sitting on our table right now. We're building a half court. You like to say NBA regulation half court.
Well, it is. It's not college 3. It's not the trapezoid overseas shit.
Yeah.
It's legit American.
So they're starting the actual pouring of the concrete today for the basketball court. So that's going to be done soon. We're going to have a basketball court. We're going to have a recreation area. I just contacted this Russian company, actually, that does these crazy outdoor, like, CrossFit type, like, it's just like this big metal, like, it's hard to explain, but, man, I just saw it on Sergey Baiduk's Instagram, and I messaged him immediately, and I said, I want that in Thailand. How can we do this? And the company just contacted me back. But it's one of those things where it's like an all-in-one unit that you just put somewhere, and it has everything. I mean, it's got, like, pull-ups, monkey bars, dip bars. It's like just one thing you can put down and do every exercise imaginable, and it's made for outdoors. It's rugged, and it's – so I'm going to somehow get this thing, and we're going to bring it in here. And it's going to be that, the basketball goal. We're building a tower that's going to be 16 meters. I know you want me to go 13 meters. I'm optimistic and crazy, so I'm going to go 16 meters. It's going to be ocean view. It's got an area on top where you can actually see the ocean, the islands, the mountain, the gym, and then we're building another Muay Thai area, strength and conditioning area, possibly CrossFit. So what you see in this commercial, what you saw in the commercial just now, is just the beginning. So I mean, we're going crazy. We're doing a lot of additions. So anyway, we'll get started here. We got Frankie Edgar coming on right now, and I think that's what you guys are waiting on. So hopefully you guys didn't fast forward through all this, man. 'Cause this is good shit, man. This breaks our heart, dude. When, like,
we're
you're
so
like,
proud.
Man, we fast. Or some guy comes on and he's like, Frankie Edgar starts at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Click here. I'm just like, come on, bro.
We're going to delete those.
Yeah, I deleted one before because I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah, you got to watch it.
You watch it. You can at least fast forward us, make us move fast for like 20 seconds or whatever. But anyway, guys, let's get on with Frankie Edgar. All right, Frankie Edgar, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
So you're taking on quite a fight, man. I mean, I don't want to talk about the fight the whole time or whatever, but you're taking on a pretty tough opponent on short notice, and it seems like you just don't care who you fight. Like, you tweeted out literally, I'll fight anyone, any weight class, and you're fighting the number 3 ranked fighter, and it's a tough dude. He's undefeated. You're just savage, man. Like, what's your thought process on this?
You know, man, I haven't fought since May. I was supposed to get in there with Max in December. You know, I obviously got hurt. Then we come down to March. Now he gets hurt, and I'm just itching to get in there. You know, time's ticking, man, and I can't get these days and months back. So I want to make sure I make the best of it. You know, I'm a fighter, man. Fighters fight, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it seems like you've obviously. I wouldn't imagine you turned down a fight ever, and you're not much for like talking a bunch of trash either. You just kind of like just go with the flow and fight. You've always kind of been that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You know, I think I never said no to Shelby or Selva before. You know, they give me an opponent. I say yes. You're my manager. He's like, who do you want to fight? I'm like, I don't care, man. Just tell me who I'm fighting. You know, to me, if I think I'm the best guy in the world and I could beat anybody, it shouldn't matter. And you know, that's always been my approach.
And not just because you're on the show and you're a guest or whatever, but obviously even the odds makers have you as the favorite. You know, obviously you're overall, I think, in my opinion, the better fighter. The danger in this fight for me, looking in as far as your perspective going into this fight, is you're fighting an undefeated fighter, which at AKA we've always said undefeated fighters don't know how to lose. So what I mean by that is the mentality is he's never had to experience a loss and realize that that's okay and that you can get back from it. So they seem a bit more hungry and a bit more fearful of losing. Also, he's got a pretty sick BJJ game, obviously, ridiculous BJJ game. And he seems quite fearless and kind of a brawler. So do you have a set strategy, and did it change drastically coming from Holloway to a guy like this?
You know, not too much, man. They kind of have the same body type. I think Holloway's a little bit longer, but, Ortega's a rangy guy. And Holloway's no slouch on the ground, too. You know, his jiu-jitsu is pretty top-notch in the featherweight division. And, he's more of MMA-based jiu-jitsu, where Ortega's a little more, pure jiu-jitsu. But, of course, there's little adjustments I had to make, for Ortega as opposed to Holloway. But, I really worry about what I'm going to do more than anything. You know, obviously there's some things that I'm making sure I don't make mistakes and put him in a position where he can excel. And but I'm going to, go in there and just do my thing.
Nice. And I want to get into, you haven't been asked too often about this recently, from what I've seen apparently. What's your training camp like? Not specifically like game plan wise, but like in your camp, like what do you do as far as like how many days do you spar? How hard do you spar? And do you do weights? Or is it like what is your overall training camp like?
Yeah, I usually start about 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out. If it's a title fight, usually 5-round fight, I'll do it 10 weeks out. But I'm in the gym always. I don't really, get out of the gym. I don't really get out of shape too often. So, so during training, like getting ready for a fight, I'll spar 3 days a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. I try to throw boxing sparring in at least one of those days. Get with a professional boxer. Move around with some of those guys. As far as weights goes, I'll do weights in the beginning, and then once 6 weeks hits, I kind of stop the weights, just do more. Circuit training, just cardio, stuff like that, sprint work. But, it's been working for me pretty good so far. I really haven't changed my training, since I've been in UFC too much.
Yeah, obviously.
We've never been finished. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're doing something right. No, why change it,
That's always good.
That's really good, especially going against a guy like this, And so going back a little bit, or a long ways actually, when you first got into MMA, you got in 2005, correct?
Yeah, I got in 2005. Had my first fight. I fought like an underground fight in the summer, and then had my first pro fight. I think October of 2005. And
when you say underground fight, like I noticed on your very first fight, there was one fight that was pro. Did you just meet this guy and like y'all have a brawl and because I know on Sherdog it just has you and him and that was it. That's the whole fight card. So it was like an amateur card, and then you two had the only pro fight kind of thing, or what?
It was an unsanctioned fight, actually. My first fight ever. I don't even know if it's on my pro record. Whoops. It was in New York, actually. A long time ago. I went up into some boxing gym. I ended up being the main event, and we didn't have a weigh-in. There was no medical team there or anything, and we were just doing a 15-minute round. That was it, just one 15-minute round. I got him out of there actually. I think in like 2 or 3 minutes, but I took a knee in the process, and I broke my orbital bone actually.
Jeez. Yeah, welcome to the old school, man. That's how it used to be. And I noticed on your second fight, Uriah Hall was on that fight. So that was kind of interesting to note where he's came since then as well. But I obviously didn't have any idea about Uriah Hall back in 2005. So that must have been one of his earlier fights as well.
Yeah, he's originally a New York guy, and he trained with Tiger Solomons and those guys. So I think that's where he originated from.
Now, your team getting ready for this fight, you train with Eddie Alvarez, correct? And Edson Barboza?
Yeah, I train with Eddie Alvarez, Edson Barboza, and Marlon Moraes. My main training partners, Frankie Perez, Corey Anderson, they're also on the team too.
That's a team of savages, man.
Yeah, we get after it, man. I've been training with Eddie since the beginning, probably 2007 when me and Eddie first started training together. He bounced around a little bit. He went to Florida for a little bit, but now he's with us full time.
Cool. And then just real quick, going back to that 2005 fight, what got you into the sport of MMA as far as like you transitioned from wrestling, you went into MMA. What were your expectations in MMA at that time, seeing where the sport was? That's question one. Number two, did you ever expect it to be as big as it is now?
Yeah, I didn't know. I got into MMA. It was actually watching you guys. The Tough Show, the first one came on my senior year of my college career, and I'm watching these guys, go at it, and I seen Koscheck and some other wrestlers do well, and I'm like, this is something maybe I can get into. I think at that time there wasn't even a 55-pound division though, so I just really fought just to fight, just because I wanted to continue competing. Wrestling. I had a pretty successful wrestling career, but going on to the whole Olympics, I don't think was a fit for me, or I don't know if I was good enough, to be honest with you. So I wanted to still compete. I'm like, let me throw my hat in the ring and see what I can make out of it.
So yeah, you went on to win some fights, and then you got you tried out for Ultimate Fighter. So you watch Ultimate Fighter, that got you into the sport, kind of, because I think we were on Ultimate Fighter 2004, 2005, same time frame. And then you tried out and you didn't make it. So another two-part question for you. First of all, why didn't you make the Ultimate Fighter? And number two, a month later, you got the call to fight Tyson Griffin, who I believe was 8-0 at the time. Another one of these super rising stars at the UFC at the time. And then you beat him. Did you make out better by fighting Tyson Griffin and beating him and going that route versus Ultimate Fighter?
I think I did. When I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter, it was season 5, the first time they had the 55-pounders on. I went down. I believe the tryouts were in Hollywood, Florida. So I went down there with a couple teammates of mine, and I made the first cut, which was pads, and the second cut was rolling. And then I went to the TV producers, and I guess I'm a little quiet. I'm not the most brash dude, so I probably wasn't what they were looking for. And, I was disappointed because I thought I was going to make it. Once I made the first 2 cuts, I'm like, shit, I'm in, man. I'm getting you into the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
And then, it turns out I didn't make it. But a couple months later, I got the call to fill in to fight Tyson because I guess his original opponent got hurt. And, yeah, it all worked out, obviously, not looking back. But I think that was probably a better route, I don't know how, coaching the Ultimate Fighter, I seen how rough it was for these guys, being in the house for 6 weeks, no phone, no TV, no books, no nothing. And, you guys experienced that, so you know what it is. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, you must be the most overlooked guy that ever tried out for fucking Ultimate Fighter. Like
John Fitch.
Like, dude,
I can't think of anybody else.
No, but dude, Frankie Edgar.
I know.
That even champion, and like, man, that's crazy.
Well
looking back at it, that you didn't make the Ultimate Fighter, and you went on to be a champion. You beat BJ Penn 3 times. You've done everything, man. You fought every fighter. And it seems like you're, with Yair Rodriguez, hopefully I said Yair, right?
Yair.
It seems like with fights like that and many in your past, you get put into a lot of these fights like this Ortega fight. These guys that are up and coming and looked upon as savages, and then you end up fighting them and you just beat them. I mean, you seem to beat them every time.
Yeah, right now, I'm a little bit, I guess I'm the old guy, in the division. It kind of happens when you just move along, been in it this long, and everyone expects these young guys to come, to throw me. But, I'm still here. I still feel young. I still get after it. And like I said, my training camps are pretty much the same as they've always been. I feel like my energy level's there. My love for the sport's still there. So I can still get in there and mix it up with these young guys. Having young guys on the team like Marlon, Edson. Edson's getting a little older too. But, Marlon, some of these younger guys, they're, they definitely motivate me too. Yeah,
and I got to ask you, you're getting older. First of all, I was going to ask you real quick, like how are you maintaining this level? You're 36, right?
36. Yeah.
It seems like you're not lowering your level at all with age. Like you just continue to fight just as good as ever.
I think my coach always told me it's like as far as boxers go, when they get older, they stop doing the little things. Whether it's in training or even in fights, like stop fainting as much, stop moving as much. And I think I just kind of stay true to, what I've learned from day one. And that's always just be a hard worker, always do the little things that make the big things happen. And so far it's worked out.
Yeah, it's definitely worked out, man. And like, I remember the whole battles back and forth with BJ, not back and forth, but when you had the back-to-back battles with BJ, when you first won the belt, you were overcome with happiness and joy. I mean, you were on your knees, and it was an incredible moment when you won that belt from BJ that first time. what is the difference if you win a belt now? Now, I know this isn't a title fight and we're looking ahead right now, but what is the difference of you winning a belt the second time now in your career versus that first time being that champion and making it finally to the top of the sport back then?
I think since it's such a big gap, I won it in 2010, and here we are, 8 years later, and I was supposed to fight for the title, but it seems like it's going to be delayed a little bit. But yeah, I think it'll just show, it'll just prove to myself that this wasn't a waste. These last 8 years haven't been a waste, and that I've been productive with my time, and I never lost sight on my main goal, and that's being the best I could be in the sport. And it's been a great ride. That's all. And if I can get that title again, or when I get that title again, it'll just show me that I did everything the right way.
I think your positive attitude helps a lot, man. Even just talking to you right now, you're one of the guys I really wanted to have on the show, and like, you just don't care, man. You're just so positive about everything. I mean, you lost a title fight here. You're fighting a tough guy, and you don't seem to be at all disappointed with that. You seem just so happy to get in there and fight, and then just keep moving on. Even though it's like you don't really rank higher after this fight. It's just a fight, and it seems like that's what you've been quoted as saying. That's how you make your money, and that's what you want to do, and it holds true, man. Your attitude is just amazing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was pissed when I got hurt the first time, and obviously pissed when Holloway got hurt the second time. But you can't dwell on those things. I got to keep moving, man. And you're right. I only get paid when I'm in the octagon, and I need to get I need to make some money. And like I said, I don't want to waste these months and days. It's I'll never get them back, and I don't want to sit down 10 years from now saying, man, I waited for a title fight and it never ended up coming, because you never know when that title fight's coming. If Holloway ends up getting someone else or moving up or getting hurt again, so I might as well get in there and get some work in.
Yeah, definitely. And I may have worded that incorrectly, but obviously you were upset when you don't get a title fight, but you just go on. I mean, you get upset, and obviously it's a letdown, but you just move on. Some fighters just can't move on, man. They just keep going on, and then every interview from that point on is just complaining and upset, and the world's against me. But you seem just so focused, man. I think that's a big reason why you have so much success. You're focused on fighting. You know what your job is, and you just do it.
Yeah. In my career, my athletic career, I had a lot of ups and downs. I've been disappointed a lot of times. Second in the state, missing All-American match in triple overtime, and missing high school nationals in the finals, and it's I guess you kind of get used to getting knocked down and building yourself back up, and the more times you build yourself up, I think the stronger you get.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned obviously you make your money fighting, and I know you're doing some stuff as a commentator on the side. What is your end game? I mean, someone in your position right now, obviously you're still going for the title. You're still trying to be the best in the world. You're 36 years old, so you have to assume at least within a few years, your fighting career might be over. You might retire and be an old man like me. What is your end game? Like, what do we see you doing in 5 years, in 10 years? Like, what would be your ideal job?
Well, I know, there has to be an end to this. So I've been, kind of setting myself up over the past couple of years. I own a UFC gym in New Jersey, here in Jersey, in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Nice. I own a wrestling school with a couple of my buddies. I started my own supplement company, Iron Army. We just came out with, a couple supplements this past year. So, I'm definitely trying to set myself for stuff like that. I do the commentating for Brave Fighting Championship, which is a Middle East promotion. And I do that from time to time, in between fights. So, I'm trying to set up for the future. I have 3 kids, and, fighting's not going to last, take care of them forever.
That's good to hear, man. I didn't know about the other businesses, but that's nice, man. I mean, you got to do something, and I think a lot of fighters don't realize that. When you start making money, I mean, you've obviously been there. You've made a lot of money and had a lot of success. I think a lot of fighters start feeling that, that money coming in and those opportunities, and you feel like it's going to last forever. And coming from myself, when I was making better money and then that fighting ended, I took 910 days off at one point when I was injured and had some other things. It stops, man. It stops like that, like drastically. And I think that's something fighters don't realize. And I'm always trying to do what I can to help and explain, just kind of like, you have to do what you're doing, man. You have to set something up that's going to be a residual income coming in, because no matter how much you make or how much you made, it goes fast in today's economy. You have to have something that's going to pay you every month.
No, absolutely. Especially when you're fighting, you kind of make lump sums, and you make these lump sums, and then when someone tells you you're going to make $1,000, you're like, oh shit, $1,000, but damn, $1,000 still a lot of money, man. you make $1,000 a bunch of times, it adds up, you know. So you got to look for the future to make those transactions happen.
Yeah, we had DC on here, and you know, he's a champ, obviously, in and out of the ring. The guy's phenomenal. But he said the same thing, man. He's like, I don't pass up an appearance, man. He goes, I don't care what it is, where it is. He goes, I try to make every appearance for whatever price they can pay. You know, he's like, money's money. And this is a guy at the same podcast. He was talking about having $1 million check in the bank or in the safe
behind
that
him.
he hadn't even cashed yet because he didn't feel like he should cash that check until all the stuff was settled. Like, because he just didn't feel it was right until, you know, John Jones got found guilty of, you know, popping and all this kind of stuff. But he's right, man. Money's money, and like, you know, it always adds up. So it's crazy, man. It's good to see that you do have something though, man, because you're a good dude, and like, I love watching you fight. And I'll be honest with you, man. I'm really excited about this fight. Honestly, like, really excited because, like, you know, he's a warrior, but man, you're just that whole nother type of animal. I mean, you're so well rounded with your game. I can't ask you because I know you're not gonna tell me your game plan, but I'm so curious exactly how you're gonna take this fight because you're such an intellectual fighter. I know you have a game plan against Ortega, and I'm dying to know what it is. So I can't wait to see how you do it because we know what you can do, we know what he can do. You're obviously not going to play into his strengths. So, man, I'm super excited to see how you fight this fight.
Yeah, you know, I kind of have my game plan. I feel like it's the same. You know, obviously there's some things that I'm not going to share. You know, that my coaches want me to do, want me to stay away from. But you know, I'm going to go there. I'm going to throw a lot of punches. If there's a takedown, go for it. You know, I know he's a killer on the ground, but you know, I'm no slouch. I'm a black belt myself, and you know, I feel comfortable anywhere. My coaches always have me prepared. And yeah, I'm ready to let it all out, and you know, he's got to fight me. I'm not going there to fight him.
Absolutely. And when you first said that, you said you're going to throw a lot of, and then it cut out for just a quick second.
Punches.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. I just want to make sure. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
It cut out, so I don't want to. Obviously, you're obviously, your boxing is amazing, and you said you're BJJ. So you started out with Ricardo Almeida a long time ago, and that was a big, obviously, step into MMA for you from wrestling.
Yeah, that was huge for me. You know, my first 3 or 4 fights in UFC, I wasn't with Ricardo. I believe my first 3 I wasn't, and that's when after that I went with Ricardo, and you know, that definitely rounded my game out. He, you know, tremendously. He's definitely a student of the game. He's one of the most technical jiu-jitsu guys there are in the world, I believe.
Yep.
And his knowledge of the MMA is, you know, is top notch. So, you know, between him and Mark Henry and all my training partners, I know I'm always 100% prepared.
Okay, so I have to ask you, before we leave the fighting talk real fast, I have to ask your prediction on the fight. I mean, like, without giving too much, where do you see this going? Like what type of fight do you see this being, and how do you see yourself winning? That you can say, as long as it doesn't give away your game plan.
You know, I'll be honest. I see this fight touching everywhere. You know, I mean, he's going to come after me. He's going to throw punches. He's not afraid to throw. And you know, he'll go for takedowns. And me, I can't help it. I'm a wrestler at heart, and if the takedown's there, I'm going to go for it. So, you know, there might be some hairy situations in this fight because he is, you know, so slick on the ground. But I'm going to be prepared for that.
Awesome. And let me go back real fast. Well, not go back, but change the subject a little bit. You trained with Edson Barboza, and he fought Khabib, which is my teammate. And I'm just curious, what was his reaction after that fight? Because from training with Khabib, I know how strong physically he is. I'm wondering, did Edson say anything about that? And then also, what are your thoughts on this fight coming up with Khabib and Ferguson?
Yeah, you know, I spoke to Edson. Edson was saying how well Khabib was able to control his legs. You know, from when he got him down, he said it was like he was glued to his upper thighs, and you know, that was something that I think he was a little thrown back from. And you know, I've actually trained with Khabib too. You know, we're managed by the same guy, so you know, I'm friendly with him, and he's a different animal, man. He's a beast, and I don't think many people are like him. You know, so you know, Edson, I got to say he showed a lot of heart in that fight. You know, he was getting hammered pretty good even in the first round. Somehow he made it to the third round, and even when he ended up on his feet in the third round, he was still looking for a way to win, throwing him wheel kicks and, you know, crazy stuff. But, you know, Khabib is like I said, he's just a different animal, and I think you know, you'll see a lot of that same, you know, type of style against Ferguson. Ferguson's a little more well-rounded as far as the ground game goes, as wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but I just still think Khabib's gonna, you know, negate all that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And then, like, it's crazy. I said this in an earlier podcast as well, but watching the Barboza fight, I mean, he's so good. and it's very rare you watch a fight where a guy is getting beat sometimes 10-8 in a fight, but you're sitting there I'm sitting there saying how great Barboza's doing. Like, there was never a point where I was watching that fight and thinking like, man, Barboza's sucking in this fight. He's doing horribly. Like, he did everything right. I mean, he was landing the kicks. Even at a close distance when Khabib was coming in, he was still getting off that leg kick. He was getting off the spinning heel kick and the high kicks. And I mean, he was doing everything right that he possibly could. It just wasn't enough, which is crazy, man. It's just crazy to see a fight like that. You know, usually in a fight that's that kind of one-sided in certain rounds, the other fighter isn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. But I thought Barboza did a fantastic job, man. He's a tough opponent.
Yeah, I thought he did. You know, he did everything he could. You just got to take your hat off to Khabib. You know, he's just an animal, and you know, he brings a pressure that no one really can match. And you know, I'm really interested to see that fight with Ferguson, because I think he's gonna be able to do the same thing. You know, to Ferguson. Ferguson may have a little more tricks up his sleeve as far as groundwork goes, but I think he's gonna be in for a surprise too once Khabib gets on top of him.
All right, and so what is your thoughts on Conor versus Floyd when they fought in the boxing match? Like what were your thoughts on that? And what do you think now, all this hype about Floyd coming into the UFC? You think it's hype? I have a weird, scary feeling somehow we're going to see Floyd in the octagon. Like, I really do. And I felt that way even maybe against Conor, and now they're bringing in CM Punk as possibly an opponent, which, I mean, I guess would make more sense if they do bring him in here. Do you think we're going to see Floyd? Is he really going to come in the octagon? Because I didn't believe the first fight was going to happen, and it did. And what do you think about him fighting Conor?
Yeah, I honestly, and you know, after that happened and that they boxed and everything, I wouldn't be surprised in anything at this point. You know, Floyd loves attention. Floyd loves money, and if he can get either one of those, I'm sure he'd be game. I don't think he'll fight Conor in the octagon. No, I don't think that'd be the best choice for him.
Yeah.
You know, CM Punk, that kind of does make sense. You know, CM Punk's a big name too. That'll draw a lot of buys.
Yeah.
And it'll be a little bit more evenly matched. I mean, I'll tell you what, CM Punk takes him down. He's got a shot too. So,
yeah.
You know, but as far as Floyd and Conor, the boxing match, it went as I expected. You know, Floyd's the best to do it. You know, and probably the best of our era, maybe the best of all time. And you know, Conor got to tip your cap to him for going in there and put on a line. But I think, you know, Floyd kind of, doesn't say carried him, but, you know, he played smart. You know, he didn't want to get hit with a big shot early on. He played smart, let Conor kind of tire himself out, and then took the fight over.
Do you think, I mean, whether Floyd comes back or not, or comes in UFC, fights Conor, aside from fighting Floyd, obviously that's a money fight that could be worth potentially $1 billion. Like, who knows? Do you see Conor coming back to fight in MMA? And I mean, he'd have to obviously take a big pay cut to come back. Do you think he's going to come back?
And I don't know if he'll come back. I mean, he made a boatload of money, but Conor does love attention. He does seem like he likes to fight, and if he gets that itch, you know, you can see him come back. I think I could see him and Nate fighting again. That'd probably be the most ideal matchup for him.
Yeah, of course. And to change the subject a little bit more, I noticed you wear an "Assholes is Forever." You have this tank top on, and the reason I recognize that obviously is Kirill and the Slut Whisperer. We follow him as well on Instagram. So what's your relationship with him? Do you know this guy? I mean, this dude's a savage. Do you know him, or do you just follow him and then just support him, or what?
I follow him. He's a Jersey guy. He lives in Jersey. I know people that kind of know him, but you know, we just became friendly over social media. But yeah, he's a funny dude, man. I definitely like following his escapades and everything, but I never really kicked it with him yet. But we're gonna have to set something up soon.
That dude is a savage, man.
Yeah,
he's an absolute savage.
He's a special dude, man. He knows how to have fun, it seems like.
Absolutely. And I want to do one more breakdown with you with Daniel Cormier coming up, moving up to heavyweight. How do you see this fight going?
You know, man, I'm a big fan of Daniel. You know, and Stipe too. Honestly, they're both very, very good guys and great fighters. But I just think Daniel could find a way, man. You know. Yeah. You know, because he has the experience at heavyweight. He's fought guys that are bigger than him. You know, Barnett, Bigfoot Silva. You know, so he's used to fighting these big guys. And you know, I think he has the speed and footwork and agility, and his wrestling is about as high as the level as it can get. So you know, I think Stipe has his hands full. You know, but at heavyweight too, you just never know. These guys, you know, when they hit you, man, people fall. So
yeah.
it's definitely one of the most intriguing matchups I think in the UFC can put together.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy him stepping up like that. But we've seen him fight at heavyweight before. He's done really well.
Undefeated.
And then you were at AK for a while. Like you came out to AK. When was that?
I believe it was 2006, 2007. I came out a couple times, trained with Josh and those guys. The place was awesome, man. Always had a lot of fun. I still keep in touch with Josh, pretty regularly too.
Yeah. Yeah, man, because like here lately we've been having all AK guys on because we got Luke fighting, DC was fighting, then we had Khabib, so he was fighting. Then Neo just happened to be here, another AK guy. So you're one of the first guests in the last while that wasn't AKA. So it's good to have a little change of pace here.
We had a.
But you had a friend that just came over.
Came
you
to AKA Thailand.
Over to our gym,
my
actually,
buddy
AKA
Mark,
Thailand.
man. He said he loved it out there. He said your place is beautiful, man. I thank you for taking care of him, man. He definitely had a great time out there.
No worries, brother, man. That was cool, man. And like, it's glad to hear that. I like when people come out and we get the feedback, and he seemed really happy training out there. And
nice guy too.
Yeah, super nice guy.
When are you coming out here?
Yeah, man, I got to get out there, bro. My wife would love to come out to Thailand. I know that. It's just tough with the kids right now, but eventually I'm gonna come out your way, man. I'll definitely hit you guys up.
Well, hit me up when you come out, man, because we'll take care of you, and it's beautiful, man. It's a great vacation. Get some training in if you want. But man, just Phuket in general is an amazing place. So we'd love to have you out there.
Yeah, my buddy said it was amazing, so I would definitely take you up on that one day.
All right, man. Well, I don't want to waste too much more of your time, man. I appreciate you giving us the time that you have. I know you got a big fight coming up, and I am super interested in watching this fight, man. I can't wait to see your game plan. Can't wait to see you fight, and we'll be seeing you soon, buddy.
Guys, thanks so much, man. I had a great time talking to you, and hope to see you out in Thailand soon, brother.
All right, thank you, man.
Perfect. Thanks, man.
Take care, fellas.
All right, take care. All right, so, man, good conversation with Frankie Edgar.
I guess.
So, I know we got carried away. Man, I love Frankie Edgar, man. And, like, he talks fast and he gets to the point. So I didn't want I know. So I didn't want any, like, lag time to be in there. So it's like, I didn't want any space. So I was hoping you'd jump in. I know you had some questions, man, but, like, fuck. You didn't jump in fast enough, dude. And I didn't want any space to be there where it's just like he's sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm just, like, waiting on you. And then you're like,
I'm used to being the third wheel. It's all right.
So what did you think about the interview, though? I mean,
it was great. I mean, shit, for having him on for a half hour, usually that's pretty long for him. From some of the interviews we've seen.
Yeah, we just saw him do 13 minutes on
y'all covered
MMA Hour.
About 41 different topics, so not bad in half an hour.
Dude, I was knocking him off. I was up all night, dude. It's like 8:30 in the morning here, man, and I was up till like 3 or 4 just trying to get everything together and get this organized, but I wanted to cover all the bases, and hopefully I did. Like, hopefully I did cover them. But, man, I'm just a big fan of Frankie's, man. I really like him a lot. And
that's why I gave you your time.
I got a little carried away there. So thank you, man. Thank you for giving my time. Cause like,
wait, man, look, like at the end of the day, again, I get that I'm co-host, whatever, but I'm a fan. So just y'all two talking. I mean, it's just like the people that are going to listen to this, you know? I mean, they're not going to talk to people while they're listening to it, you know? So,
yeah.
You know, I made him smile once. That makes me happy. But other than that, I didn't say shit to him. He has no idea I exist. He thought, this motherfucker right here. Just a statue. But I don't know. He was real cool, man. Really nice guy. Glad we had him on.
You know, that attitude that he has, man, that's why he has so much success, man. And it's good for him because, I mean, like I said, obviously he was upset, or he said, I guess, that he was upset that he didn't get that fight for the title. But after that was over, it's like he can just close the door and move on. Some of these fighters, they just cry about it for so long, and they lead into their whole next fight just crying about the last fight. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. He just
professional.
Okay, that fight's over. That sucks. Door's shut. Let's move on. You know?
Yeah.
And the Slut Whisperer, how funny was that? Because I wouldn't put him as of all the people out there. I wouldn't put him as the one that like was a big fan of Kirill, but Kirill's an animal. He's a family guy, you know. And Kirill's just a savage, dude.
Man, we got to get Kirill on here.
Yeah, we got definitely.
Do you think he knows we exist?
Kirill?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't know if he even watches MMA. Who knows? He's too busy pouring champagne on women's tits.
Yeah. Is it tits or is it?
Yeah, tits.
I've seen him do some other stuff.
Oh, yeah, he does everything.
Is it safe for this podcast to say what he does?
So we're talking about Slut Whisperer on Instagram.
Yeah. Hilarious.
He's a savage, man. He really is a savage. And yeah, I've been getting into these like animal like.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, you noticed that, huh? I've been talking about that a little bit with you.
We used to have a little ritual We'd watch some videos.
Some live. We used to watch like accidents and like crazy shocking videos.
Car wrecks and
not like faces of death or anything,
Yeah,
but like but like just crazy videos on like definitely World Star and a little bit of Live Leak and stuff. But like I'm like not into killing animals. Like I'm not a hunter. I'm not against people who hunt. And I'll eat a steak like no other. So it's not like I'm not there to do the carnage, but I'll eat it, So I'm not trying to say that hunting is bad. I just don't want to go out there and shoot an animal. And yeah, I hate when I see animals get hit by cars or people shoot them or kick a dog, something like that.
Yeah, we'll watch 4 or 5 humans die, but we see a dog get hit by a frisbee and we lose our
I'll watch
shit.
undercover Brazilian cops shoot guys holding up stores every day. And dude, in Brazil, like if you hold up a store or steal a bike or take a purse, there's an undercover Brazilian cop 5 feet away every time.
Seems like it, huh?
Every time.
Video.
Every time. And he'll be there with like 6 guns, like John Wayne, pull him out, and he'll shoot you.
John Wayne had 6 guns?
6 shooter.
Ooh.
Yeah, good
Well
comeback.
played.
Yeah, good comeback, huh? Save myself on that one. But either that or someone will see you and then they'll just drag you through the streets and like beat the shit out of you. So it's like, that's great. Anyway, that stuff doesn't bother me. But seeing animals get killed does, I'll say.
Well, you keep showing me animals getting killed.
But here's the thing, man. I'm getting into it. I'm turning sick, I think, in the head because I'm really into this. Like, there's an Instagram channel called Wildlife Video, and then there's one that's my favorite called Nature is Metal. And it's okay, I guess, if like other animals kill other animals to me.
Yeah, I know, because you send them 20, 30 times a day to me.
Yeah, so that I'm really getting into that, man. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what. Like, some of them are sad, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Do you want to go on a safari? Do you need a break?
I do. I really do. I want to go on a safari, man. But it's kind of sick, I guess. But like, man, I just can't stop looking at those hunts, man, with those lions like taking down the zebras and stuff. And I also want to say, it is my opinion that God hates zebras.
By far.
And I think God hates giraffes. I think
Zebras more.
Zebras more. You can't hate a zebra more than you. I mean, a zebra is in Africa in a very brown and dark terrain. And meanwhile, there's horses all over the world that would match perfectly to this terrain. But the ones that happen to be in Africa are painted white and black.
Well, it's not paint, but
I mean, either way, that might as well be.
yeah, they
They're
might as well have
white and
red
black.
bullseyes on them.
How the fuck do you hide when you're a horse and you're walking around dry weeds and brush and you're painted white and black and you're in herds of 50 other white and black horses?
You can't hide.
It's crazy.
It's
dude.
shitty.
Yeah, I know someone's going to say, that's not a horse. That's a zebra. It's a fucking horse.
It's a horse of a different color.
It's a fucking horse. It's a horse that's been designed to be food. And that's it. There's no other purpose.
Does anybody have pet zebras?
You never see a circus with horses doing tricks. You never see people like riding horses at the rodeo. Zebras. They're designed to get killed by lions and tigers, and they do, and alligators. So a zebra's not okay. So say a zebra is in a herd and it gets safe from lions and tigers. It has a little watering hole. It goes down to get some water. A fucking crocodile comes and eats it. Like there's just nothing. There's no hope for a zebra.
We should get one. Do they have they got the little short, what do they call the miniature ponies? They have miniature zebras?
Yeah, that's sad to me because like sometimes like here recently I looked at Nature's Metal and it had this lion chasing the zebra and it was going fast and there was a herd of them, right? So you couldn't see what it was chasing yet, and then it finally caught up to it. And it was this little bitty zebra, dude. It was the cutest little and it was just running, man. It was just like, come on, man. Of all this like big food, around me, like all these big, zebras. Why are you chasing me? It's a little zebra. It was a little baby and it got it, man.
Could you break
like,
a zebra?
Ugh. I don't know. That goes to another podcast. Yeah. I don't know how hard.
It breaks horses, so.
I don't know how hard a zebra is to break, but.
And it's zebra, not zebra, for those people watching.
And a zebra, I'll say a zebra, like, they're surprised. They're genuinely surprised when they get killed. Like, every time I see a zebra getting killed, I mean, it's white and black. I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a surprise when a lion jumps on top of it.
What terrain would a zebra be safe in? I mean, at night in
a
Antarctica?
Cartoon, nothing in the real world. I mean, as far as like if there's predators around, where? I mean, yeah, exactly. Antarctica maybe. But the thing is like every time I see a zebra getting killed, they're shocked. I mean, every time you see a face of a zebra when the lions are attacking it, it's just got this look in its face like, it got me. How is this possible? Yeah, like it's shocked. But I will say this.
It's probably every animal.
I'm getting excited now, but like a poor giraffe, dude. They have no chance. I mean, you could be laying down with your lion buddies, and like you can see
Lying down with your lion buddies.
Yeah, and you can see a giraffe like 2 miles away. I mean, this thing is like
neck.
so tall, right? And then you're just like, all right, let's go get this thing, guys. Seriously, its legs are like this skinny. So like to get them down,
they have zero defense except for
nothing.
Hitting them with the.
They can fight each other like champs with their necks. I mean, I've seen giraffe fights.
Is that two giraffes fighting?
It's two giraffes fighting.
Sweet Jesus,
buddy. They can nail each other's necks and body with their head, man. They're savage. But when it comes to like 3 lions, there's nothing they can do, bro. I mean, the lion's like, boop, trips the leg, and he's just like, plop. And he falls. And you know what I've noticed is like a giraffe is never surprised. He just falls down. He's like, eh.
Do you study their faces?
He
when
got
they're
me.
Killed?
I just try not to because it's sad to me, dude, to see
happened
how
to
like,
you, man?
because I don't like when they start yelling and screaming like little pigs. They're the worst, dude. Jesus. They squeal, dude. They don't like getting killed. I mean,
So is Animal Planet your new Spice Channel?
Not that anything does. I don't know, man, but I'm just saying that the giraffes, man, yeah, they don't have a chance, dude.
What is this, the Discovery Channel podcast? Or
I don't know,
what
man.
happened to you?
We took a turn here, but
We just had Frankie Edgar on. You want to talk about?
Well, we started talking about Slut Whisperer, and then
yeah, I guess that's how we transitioned.
Then it turned into Instagram.
Instagram, that's what it is. We have an Instagram, don't we?
And it had to just turn it into what I was interested in lately, and I'm helping these guys get some followers because, man, it is really interesting, dude. This is why people go on safaris. I mean, we watched this one the other day, and this little kid was like all excited.
Yeah.
These lions were chasing this little bitty pig, and this pig was running for its life, and it was almost getting away. And this little bitty kid, you could hear him on the side. He was like, come on, come on, come on. And the lion grabbed the pig and threw it down, and the kid couldn't have been more excited. It was like he was at a baseball game. He was so happy to see that little pig go down. I mean, that pig was obviously not happy.
I'm 90% sure we're not going to get sponsored by PETA anytime soon after this podcast.
No, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm going to go kill animals. I'm totally against hunting, just for the record. I'm not going to hunt ever. But
I think hunting's weak, man. You sit in a little stand.
There's a lot of people that hunt, so I don't want to like lose all those people and them get mad at us. But I'm not saying this because I'm being fake. I'm saying this to be real. I don't have anything against people who hunt. I can't be a hypocrite here because I do eat meat, you know. And if I say hunting's wrong, you can't kill animals, they're gonna say, well, you know, all these steaks you eat, cows are held in horrible conditions and they get killed.
Well,
I
that
get
doesn't
it.
make you.
I get it, but I didn't kill them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I didn't go out there, but if I go out there and I hunt tomorrow and I shoot an animal, that animal that I shot, it would have lived. And maybe the ones at the store died. But the one that's drinking the water right now with his little baby or whatever, and it's like, you're going to go home and have a nice sleep and live for maybe another 5 years, that animal's going to die because of me. And I don't need to eat that animal. I can go to the store.
Hey, I like a blanket on a cold night, but I'm not going to crochet one, you know?
Well, there you go.
I'd rather just go buy one. And like hunting to me, man, sitting, like I said, up in a blind, 20 feet up in the air, covered in deer piss, with a 2,000
how serious do hunters take it sometimes? Jesus. They have bow and arrows, and like Joe Rogan's good at this hunting. So I don't want to piss Joe Rogan off, dude. Nah. He's the king, dude.
See, now bow and arrow's different.
He can strike down upon us and just end our podcast anytime. But he's like real big into hunting, dude. Yeah, and like I'll still watch a lot of his stuff, even though I'm against hunting myself. It's interesting, him and some of the guys he hunts with, but he does it with the bow, which I'll give a lot more credit to.
Oh yeah, then
that's a lot more technical and a little more difficult than going in with like a bazooka and shooting a fucking elephant.
A bazooka to an elephant?
Well, I'm just saying, these guys that go to Africa, dude, they shoot like lions. Why shoot a lion, you know?
So they can put it on their wall.
Man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of that either, but
yeah.
But I
love lions. So.
Cow, you know. You're not lying?
I'm not lying.
You redo the joke we just did 4 minutes ago?
I didn't. I said I like lions. I don't want to kill a lion.
Wow.
But I'll sit and watch them kill everything else on Instagram for like 2 hours a day. But yeah, man, good podcast with Frankie Edgar. Sorry we got off topic here. Hopefully we didn't lose everybody.
Nah.
We're giving them some good information about Instagram, so that's cool. And follow us, guys, and subscribe. We're on all the audio platforms and YouTube. Please subscribe, guys. We're growing fast, man. I didn't realize how fast. Someone said, man, you guys got a really good podcast. It's like one of the best ones out there. And we never set out to be the best podcast or anything like that. We're just having fun.
We just happen to be.
We are really growing fast. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see people excited about our podcast and our new guests and whatever dumb stuff we talk about.
People listen to us for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, definitely. And
we still haven't got any Cheez-Its sent to us, though. So
yeah. And yeah, so thank you guys. And if you've watched this far, please subscribe, guys. We've got a lot more guests coming up. We're going to start doing a lot more shorter videos as well, so we can try to get a video out a day or every other day, even if it's just like our thoughts on breaking news or whatever else, instead of waiting and just doing these podcasts and main, big shows.
Yes.
Because I think the more we put out, the better. And it's fun for us, man. This is like relaxing for me to come in here and do this every day. And we have a couple hours for sure. So why not do it, right?
Let's not do it at 6 a.m. anymore.
Yeah. But we got to go with our schedule guest. And
yeah, well, of course. Yeah.
Frankie Edgar says 6 a.m. For him is best, man. We got to do it. He's getting ready for a fight. Man, it's only a couple of weeks away. So for him to take the time out and come in here and give us that time, that's amazing.
Do your prediction on his fight. I say Edgar TKO 3rd round.
I don't, man. I really don't. I know my prediction is Frankie's going to win this fight for sure. I think he's overall the better fighter. He's a more experienced fighter. He's good at everything, and he's smart, man. He didn't get into his game plan. He's got a good game plan against this kid, and he's a super smart fighter, man. He's fast. He's got great takedowns. I think he's going to play a smart fight. It's going to go a little bit. I mean, I think it's if I had to give a prediction, I say decision to Frankie. He might get the finish. He might get a nice finish or stoppage or something.
It will definitely be the fight of the night.
It's going to be an amazing fight.
Yeah.
Because, dude, Ortega's tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a guy you punch one time and he falls down.
He's undefeated. So.
I mean, this dude will walk right through your punches and not even care. And if he gets a hold of your neck, forget about it. I mean, we saw a couple
like a lion to a zebra?
Absolutely,
We'll
dude.
bring that back
He's savage, dude. So, yeah, my prediction is I'll go with Frankie Edgar for sure, hands down. He might get the finish, but I'm going to go ahead and say Frankie Edgar by decision. And it's going to be an amazing fight. And we're going to see why Frankie Edgar's Frankie Edgar in this fight. Because this is a fucking tough test. It's a tall order fighting this guy.
So then whoever's closest, put a stake on it?
You said 2?
3rd round.
You said 3rd round TKO? Yeah.
So basically 2nd or 3rd round if he wins. If it goes decision, you win.
Yeah, stakes in Thailand are hard to come by, a real good one. So they're a costly and worthwhile bet for us.
Yeah, the cows here are
really good.
Cows are pretty much anorexic here.
Yeah, we don't eat the Thai cows.
No.
We get the shipped in Australian cows.
Which I don't get it. There's so much shit for them to eat here. Why are they so thin? And
I don't know.
Well, look at me.
First of all, you don't see that many cows.
We used to.
And when you do, they're pretty skinny, yeah.
But
cool, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to our channel. We're getting a lot of you guys subscribing now, man. I really appreciate that. We're over 4,000 right now, and when we get to 50,000, we're not lying about this, man. Mark's gonna fight. He's gonna take a Muay Thai fight, and I can't wait, buddy. I cannot wait till you fight. I can't wait till your camp starts. We're gonna do a little mini camp. We're gonna do a little mini cast. Get you in here every day. When you're exhausted, you're gonna feel what it's like, buddy, to come in here and be exhausted and tired.
I don't think most people start fighting at 40. So
you are. That's what's gonna make this so interesting. You're gonna fight a Muay Thai fight in a Muay Thai stadium in Thailand at 40 years old, and you've never been in a fight, and it's gonna be epic.
Can I rep AKA?
Yeah, of course, dude.
What do you mean, of course?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I can.
It's just the shirt's gonna have to say O&O on it.
It will.
We're gonna print it on there just so people know you're not like
I'll put all my
our
fights
star
in the back,
athlete going
like
out there.
Concert shirt.
Instead of 1-0 on the back like your jersey, it's gonna be O&O.
You kicked the shit out of me one time.
Yeah.
I think we discussed that already.
Yeah, we discussed that already. But cool, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening if you're on the audio platforms. If you're on the audio platforms, definitely come back and check out the YouTube, because all of our guests, like Frankie Edgar and everybody that we have on the show and have had on the show, is Skype in. We do not do phone calls, which, Frankie didn't even do a Skype in for the MMA hour.
Hawani. Yeah,
and sometimes it's cool to see people's reaction. You want to get a feel of when I'm talking to somebody. It's not the same if I'm talking on the phone than if I'm talking to them and I'm seeing the expressions in their face.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see that confidence. You can see
that's
that
why they invented Skype
personality.
And FaceTime now.
Absolutely, man. So that's what you get with us, and that's why this show is primarily for YouTube. We obviously get a lot more listens on iTunes and SoundCloud or all the other platforms, but
our next guest is an in-studio one, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything yet because everything changes.
But I like the
we get new
in-studio
potential guests all the time, and like anyone could jump ahead of somebody else. So, but yeah, we got some really good guests coming up, and it's gonna be really good. So we will wrap the show up now because we have a bad problem of wrapping the show up, and we never seem to do it.
All right.
So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And please subscribe. Click the button. After we get done with this video, right now it's going to go to a screen. There's going to be a round circle. It's going to say the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. Subscribe. Click it. subscribe.
Basketball court coming soon.
And we'll thank you. And yeah, a basketball course coming to AKA Time. We're going to do some really cool shit with that.
And new
as well.
shirts with the
We got to wrap the,
the
show
logo.
up.
All right.
Wrap
I
the
get
show
excited,
up.
man.
We never wrap the show up, dude. We're the worst at this.
I never wrap it up.
Everybody's like, okay, you've already had Frankie. You've talked about your fucking zebras being the worst animals for fucking surviving.
What are you going to summarize the whole show there, no Cliff Notes? Why don't you just end it? Bye, guys.
Take care, guys. All right, you guys. You thought we were done. We never wrap up shows good. So I'm going to give a big shout out to the Underground Forum. You guys have been helping us out. A lot of support, a lot of feedback. Thank you guys so much. This little extra bonus segment of thankfulness is for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.